Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm Frances Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up at frenchiestamps.com in the US. Today it's what I call looking up. I think it's looking up. So if you lay in the forest, pretty much that's what you see, right? I was inspired by Tina Wardell. She had done some on foil. And I need StazOn, so I had white StazOn that we used to sell. That's the only two color that I got, the black, and so that's on foil. But we're going to do it on regular paper, and I did different one here. So let me share how I done this. I tried different stamp set. In this one here, I got the Campoology, and it's a bunch of them, and that one didn't work as planned, so I stopped on the corner there. One of the best one, Evergreen Elegance, the long skinny one. The longer the better, I say. So this is the three that we're going to be using. And if you look, I put like some naked one there, like in the fall or winter. That it's from Beauty of Friendship, this one over here that I use. And I didn't want to use those three because like I said, they are fat. You want more long and skinny for this this one. It's pretty much all what we want, right? Tall and skinny. So let me share how I done this. So it's all the same principles. I'm going to do it like this, and then I'm going to do this one because I use the rays from After the Storm. I like to start with a piece of like 5.5 by 4 1/4. You can trim, or this one here, it is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to start with the trees. We're going to mix between Shade of Spruce and Evergreen. I'm going to start with Shade of Spruce because that's the lighter color. And we're going to do all around. The way that I like to do all around, it start at the bottom, there. And then I'm going to go in the corner. And then I like to do the top upside down. And then over here. And then we're going to go right in the center here. Here. And over here. So now we get that. It looked kind of funny, right? It's like not much to it. Well, while we get that, let's put this one aside and let's do the other one. And it's a reason why I'm doing two at the same time, because I cannot blend till it's completely dry. If not, it's just going to smear that green and you're going to have a mud pit. So let's do, so the next one won't be the whole thing because we're going to do that ray of sunshine in the corner. So I'm going to put the tree a little bit higher. And this one we're just going to use one color. Oh, you know what? We're still going to use two. Let me, so this one I don't go sideways because it's like we're different position. Put it that way. Here we go. And if you see, I tilt it a bit. So, okay, we're going to leave that way. Now let's remove that one. And now I don't need really to wash my stamp in between, just because now I'm going with the darker one. So when I do that, I just stamp a little bit. I still need to wipe this here. So then it don't really get mixed. But if you go from light to dark, that's okay. Let's bring this one back here. And now we're going to add more. You can add at different level, meaning different height, because you don't want, in the forest, let me tell you, it don't all grow the same, right? Like this one going to be higher there. So and this one I'm going to have more trees. It's just the way that it panned out. I didn't, et voila. That's kind of cool, right? Now let's do the other one. And the other one I won't add as many. Just going to add a few here. Here we go. And I don't go in between all of them. Voila. Okay, so now that we get that done, now we're going to stamp the rays. And that we're going to stamp that with Daffodil Delight, but stamp off first. What I mean by that, you know what? This is kind of, let's flip this now so it's easier to see. So I'm going to ink my race from After the Storm. I absolutely love that set, right? Stamp off. And now I'm going to come right here. Stamp. See, you just see a bit. Stamp off. That's about right. Okay, we're going to leave that way. Now, we're going to take, I'm going to switch, like I said, I'm switching so they get time to, it's kind of dry, but if it's still just damp a little bit, your green going to be very muddy on the yellow. See, like this? See how my yellow turned out? That's why. I'm going to take my blending brush. Talking about the blending brush, many people ask me, how do I wash mine? I do not wash my blending brush. I tried to wash them. I didn't like the result. What I do, like my yellow, when I wash them if I mix them too many colors, but I just wipe on a scrap paper. It's clean and I go with it. So like the yellow, I would use all my yellow and even in the orange. The reds together and the pink. So I don't have, I got 9 brush in all, and really I think I only got 7 with ink, and I use pretty much every color. So that's the way I do my blending brush. Now when I start, I like to, when I ink, tap on a scrap paper first, because you get too much ink at the beginning. Now we're going to go in the center. And if you see, I use my 2 fingers, my thumb and my finger there, to just control the circle motion. I start very light. I don't put a lot of pressure. And as I go more, then I add more pressure. Now I'm going to go again, tap it a bit. And again, I start very light. And I think that is the trick, not to get a big chunk of color when you blend. Because the color is at the top, and as you do the motion, then you can press more because you get less color on it. Gonna add a little bit more just on the side here. So darker in the center and lighter on the outside. Voila. Okay, so now we get the sun there. Now we're going to flip between the 2 cards. Now we're going to put, you know what, I need a little bit of gray right at the corner there. Going to stamp off, and I just want that little bitty there. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to take again. This time I don't have really to move much because I'm going to start on the side and just bring it in and rub. Another thing you want to be careful, if you would a sponge with another color, a lot of time that part it's not dry, so move your paper. That play another factor. So I just going to brush this, put it very darker on the edge there, and come just a little bit, just a glow. I want even darker here. Okay. Now we're going to take Balmy Blue, and so really all this is the sky, because you would be laying down on the grass looking up to the sky, right? Let me remove this. Just okay. Now we're going to take our Balmy Blue, and we're going to start on the edge, adding darker, coming in lighter. So going to flip my paper, so I'm not, because if I mix the blue and the yellow, we're going to get a lot of green sky. Here we go. Now I'm going to come on the side, and I'm doing all the edge first. I think it's time that I re-ink my pad. See, the edge going to be, oops, very dark compared to how we're going to get towards the sun there. And you can add as darker and lighter as you want. That's okay, that edge, it's pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is push it just a little bit towards the sun. I still start on the edge and just push it in a bit. And I think that is good. See how simple this was? Is that fun? It's just a fun look of card. Now let's bring the other one. And then we're going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to curve this here. So let's start on the edge. So right here it's going to be darker because we're seeing more sky there. So going to go just about a little bit more than 3/4 going around here. So the top's going to be lighter and the bottom is going to be darker. Okay, now I'm going to be careful and coming in but softly. I get a line right there that I don't like, so I'm going to blend that softly. When I mean softly, that means I press on my brush very soft. I don't put a lot of pressure. Now here I'm going to put a little bit more pressure. Okay, now we're going to push that in the raise there. Just a little bit, not hard, because if you press hard, you're going to have a green sky because the yellow and blue make green. Okay, and I just want a little bit more. Et voila, that is it to it. So for this one here, we're going to stamp. That is from, let me think, it is Celebrate with Flower. May your day be filled with sunshine. I thought that would be perfect. I'm going to use the Balmy Blue. And this one, I'm going to smack that right here. Et voila. So now I just have to mount that on the card. Now let me share how I done the vellum. So if you notice, I got just a strip of vellum here. So the way to do that, and let me close this so I don't have a fiasco here. I take a piece of vellum, and you want longer than the width of your card. So this is 4. I would go about 5 or 4.5. You want at least 1/2 inch, 1/4. Go with 5. It's going to be much easier. So, and this was just a scraps, and I know it's way longer than I need it. When you rip, you want to rip on the same, oops. Oh, it's stuck here. You know what? It's easier to do. Okay, so I'm just going to rip a piece here. Here we go. Now, I cannot rip on the same side, because if I rip on the same side, then I'm going to have one side that it's smooth and one side that you get more that white edge. So what you want to do is flip your paper and then you tear on the same way. You want to hold that tight when you tear. Now you're going to take, and this is the greeting from After the Storm, a little sunshine for your day. I thought that's another great greeting with this. We're going to stamp that right in the center here, and this is on vellum, okay? So I'm using Stays On. Et voila. Now I would have to let that dry a little bit before I can really, you know, rub it, but you're going to see how I done this. Put that on your card. Do one side, you're just going to flip it under, press it. Try not to put my finger on the Stays On because it takes a little bit to dry. Now press this one. Et voila, you get your greeting. And you can even bring it higher if you want. Sunshine would be right here. That would look good wherever you want. So I'm going to finish those 2 cards also. It will be on my blog right below. You get the direct link. I will have this card here. I'm going to list all the supplies that I use and the color. And I want to share like the full one compared to the full one. See? I had more trees, but not that many more. So it's no right and wrong. But the tip is to do the bottom, the top, and then you come on the side. This one here, you start also at the bottom, but then you just go angle it on the side. You don't go this direction, just angle on the side. That's it. That's your 2 way of looking up, right? And this one here, it's like this on the side. That is it. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up. And also right below here, you can subscribe to my channel. Till next time, happy stamping and have a lovely day. Bye-bye for now.